It is a big weekend for boxing, ladies and gentlemen. We have one of the best cards I think I've seen in a minute. And shout out to Bloodline for this, because genuinely, it is something I am genuinely looking forward to. We got the Bloodline card, we got the Outcast card, and we got Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios all on the same day. I'm going to be thoroughly entertained, and so I am extremely excited for the upcoming weekend. That said, I thought I'd come on here and give myself some predictions, implant the Kodiak curse that has become notorious with my being on the poor people that I believe are going to win these fights. So I believe, much like the Drake curse, I'm going to seal the fate of some unfortunate souls today. But in all seriousness, I just wanted to get on here and cover some of these fights, mainly regarding Bloodline today, and just kind of go from there. If y'all want to see Outcast predictions, definitely let me know. But today I'm mainly just going to be focusing on Bloodline. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to keep this one up, man. We lost a light, whatever. Keep this one very short and very simple. I believe that Zay Castro is going to pull out. I just genuinely, I highly doubt he's going to actually show up. If he does, you know what? Fair play. He's probably going to win, whatever. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to spend too much time on that fight. And even then, I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen much on the other guys, so there's not really a whole lot to talk about. Neither guy really is promoted, so it's like, I don't know. Anyway, so moving on, we got Irie versus the mystery opponent. Now, in terms of who the mystery opponent could be, it's being told to us that it's somebody who's never been in the entire SCB scene before. Do I believe that? Maybe. Is it Lesra? Maybe. I genuinely have no idea. So I'm pretty confident Irie's going to win that. I believe that, he showed a good little bit during the Jerry exhibition. Not necessarily what I believe he's capable of at his best, because I believe Jerry is just that quick of a fighter. So, I mean, it's kind of hard for a heavyweight to take advantage of a style like Jerry. So I don't believe Irie was really able to show the true capabilities of his skill. So I believe that he's going to definitely be able to do that here. Not trying to implant the Kodiak curse on Irie. So I'm, for the sake of my boy, that Irie's going to lose and get worked over by the mystery opponent. But yeah, nah. And if everything dictates that Irie's going to win this fight, I'm very, very confident. If it is Lesra, that's a very interesting fight. I assume that was what they were going to go with originally. But hey, who knows? I certainly don't. I know Lesnar will be there at the venue, so I mean, there's potential for it. There's potential, but regardless, I'm very excited to see Irie back in the ring. Excited to see what he does, and just go from there. Rob Alexander versus Gavin Page. Now, I haven't seen a whole lot on Gavin Page, very much, other than a couple seconds of his backyard brawls. And what I saw from the few short seconds that I did watch him, granted, I probably should have watched a little bit more to gauge his style a little bit, but I definitely noticed that Gavin definitely does have a lot of openings that I believe someone like Rob can take advantage of in this fight. I know he had a little bit of a tough exhibition with Raymond Martin during the last Bloodline event, which I truly believe is an incredible example of how you do an exhibition done right. So shout out to Raymond, shout out to freaking Rob for putting on an absolute masterclass together in that ring. But, I mean, Raymond's just a different type of fighter, man. And no disrespect to Gavin Page, but I just believe that Raymond's on a completely different tier compared to Gavin. Now, with that being said, I do believe that this is going to be a very interesting fight from both these guys. I know these guys are both very interesting characters. But that being said, given Rob's track record, I do believe that he should have this. Maybe by decision. I don't know if they're fighting in 16s or 14s or whatever the plan is, but I believe Rob has the technical advantage to be able to win that fight using his range and using his footwork that we've seen in his past couple fights. So, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty confident. But, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset, too, from Gavin Page. I realize that by predicting certain fighters, I'm already putting the Kodiak curse here on Irie and now Rob. Anyway, moving on. Hellboy Kel and Pat Typlusion, or I guess Pat's A-side. Pat versus Kel. Now, this is honestly the most, hype fight for me, because It's definitely a matchup that I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on. I feel like a lot of people are writing Kel off immediately because he's 0-2 with one draw. Pat's like what 8-1. I don't know what this man's SCV record is, but point is, people are just thinking this is going to be an absolute wash from Pat. But I don't think so. I think Kel has really shown in his past couple fights, his exhibitions, that he has really closed a lot of the gaps that he's had in previous fights. I've gotten a close insight into his training camp, and I truly believe that he is going to be very capable of pulling off the upset here. I believe, bar none, he has way better technique than Pat. And for what I've personally seen from Pat in terms of his past 3 fights, he's kind of degraded as the rounds have gone on. Round 1 and 2, he's typically very good, but this is a 4-round fight. So I believe that Pat's the most dangerous in round 1 and 2, but Pat, I've noticed, has started to kind of fatigue in the sort of later rounds. Now, I know he's been training in a boxing gym. He looks like he's in a lot more better physical fitness, so that definitely will play a factor into this fight. But I do believe for the very same that Kel has also been training. I've gotten an insight as to who he's been sparring. I know the improvements he's made to his technique. I know that he's ready for this fight. But there are a lot of things going into this fight that I was worried about. At first, granted, I know this has changed since, but I know that a lot of Team Breakout is involved with a lot of this card. I know that they could be involved in not just the card themselves. I mean, 2 of the main guys are fighting on the card. There's a chance that Lesra could be a judge. So, I mean, it's very tough to argue that if the fight is very close, that it wouldn't be ruled in Pat's favor. So, I mean, I feel like, in my opinion, if you ask me, Kel's definitely going into this fight with a huge disadvantage in terms of the scorecards, because I believe if it's truly going to be close whatsoever, I do believe that they're probably going to end up giving it to Pat. So I believe Kel's best opportunity to win this fight is simply just to use his fundamentals, his footwork, get Pat tired early in the rounds, and then take advantage round 3 and 4. Pat's best opportunity right off rip is to go to the body, smother Kel, beat Kel at his own game. One thing I will give Pat is he is a dog, and he will get in there and scrap it out, and he does not know quit. But sometimes that can get him in trouble. And we've definitely seen that with the last couple fights he's been in, his head not being offline, his technique being a little all out of whack. He's very, very hittable. And I believe with the improvements Kel's made, I believe Kel's going to be able to take advantage of that style. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just going to have to see. I've learned that the way to weaponize the Kodiak curse is like this, because I figured out how to do it at the Misfits Fox versus Cray Cray, because I thought that Cray Cray was going to win, but I wanted Fox to win, and it worked out that way. So I'm going to say the same here. I believe realistically in my head that Pat's going to win, but I want Kel to win. I really want Kel to win because I believe that he just overall is the better boxer and has the tools to pull off the upset here should he do everything that he's supposed to do here. I think this is probably going to be one of the best fights on the card. Both guys, I know, are taking this very seriously. I had a lot of questions about whether Pat was actually taking this fight seriously. The shape that he's shown up in the past couple fights has definitely been some cause for concern. But he's got the DKM. He's got the DKM Rising Stars champion coming down all the way from the UK to come fight on Breakout for a unification title against him a month later. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense that he's only going to be taking this seriously. But even still, it seems that he is still writing off Kel, and I think that's a huge, huge mistake for him, man. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we'll see at the very end of the day, Like I said, I believe Pat's going to win, but I really, really want Kel to win. And if the Kodiak curse has shown me anything as of late, that's how I get the ones that I really want to win. Moving on, we have Tommy Boxing versus Demetrius Johnson. Now, this one's going to be very interesting. I haven't seen a whole lot of footage on either guy, really. All I know is that Tommy comes from an amateur pedigree. He's looked very good on the footage that I've seen of him hitting the bag, him sparring, him getting in there. I know he was supposed to fight Anarchy on the last card. He pulled out. They've since made up. Very happy for them. But I feel like, at least from what I've seen, Tommy's been very secretive with what he's been showing. But he's been showing enough to show people that he is on a very skilled level. He does have a lot of skills that not a whole lot of people in his weight division possess. And it's because of that I do believe logically that he is going to win this fight. Now, to avoid putting the Kodiak curse on him, I'm going to say that Demetrius Johnson is going to win. But realistically, I want Tommy to win. I really do believe that Tommy will win. That's the thing. The Kodiak curse is kind of finicky. So, I mean, if I end up getting you during this card and I'm wrong about everything, I am so sorry. I'm just like, it's tough, right? Because, like, I want to tell people, it's like, yeah, this is who I genuinely believe is going to win without screwing them over. Because this curse is real, y'all. I'm telling you. It affected me. It's affected everybody that I've predicted in the past 2025. And it's started off very strong in 2026. So I got to be very, very careful with how I go about predicting these fights. But regardless, that's what I believe. I believe Tommy's going to get this probably by either a late knockout or a decision. And last but not least, we've got the main event. My boy Mark against the Cobain guy, whatever his name. I have no idea. The biggest thing I know about him is apparently he has like inferior amount of Fortnite wins to Mark. I don't know, man. I don't know a whole lot about this guy. He seems like a funny, nice guy. But granted, in terms of his boxing ability, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how he does against Mark. I know people are rightly going to pick Mark to be the favorite here because everybody's sat here thinking, oh, who is this guy? Mark's going to have this in the bag. I think this is definitely going to be a huge level show for Mark, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I believe Mark has the potential to be one of, if not the best heavyweights in that entire scene. The only thing I believe that has really held him back is what he lacks in power. I believe he makes up for in technique and speed and footwork. We saw that in the Intrepid exhibition he had on Sword 7 way back when. And I believe that during this fight, if he's taken it as seriously as he said, if he's worked as extremely hard as I know that he has, and he's closed that gap of cardio, I believe he's going to box circles around this guy. You know, he, much like myself, is a huge fan of Tyson Fury, and I know that he's a huge inspiration for him boxing-wise. And if that's the case, and he's been training like the true Gypsy King that I know that he can be, then I truly believe that this is going to be an absolute wash. So I'm going to avoid trying to give him the Kodiak curse too. So I'm going to say that Cobain's going to win, but I really want Mark to win, which obviously that means that I believe Mark's going to win. You can read in between the lines. I'm trying to like impede the curse of the Kodiak curse to go this way when I believe that it's weird. I already explained it. It's weird, but basically those are my predictions for Bloodline Burning Blood. I'm extremely excited for this weekend. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Whether I post this on YouTube or Twitter, I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to be doing any of that. But regardless, that's where I'm at. That's where I stand. That's it from me. If you guys like this video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace, y'all.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it